Today's video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. Thank you so much for sponsoring me, first of all. And if you guys would like some good quality anime merch, you can go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. And on your next $49 plus order, you can get 5% off with the code MEME. And if it's $99 plus, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME. MEME. Anywho, roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weaves here, and this is What If Naruto had paper release part 1. This is a new What If because what if my music. Wait 1 second. Anyway, sorry. This is What If Naruto had paper release part 1, and this is a new What If because I just finished What If Naruto was neglected. But anyways, we get straight into it. Naruto is actually born with the Kekkei, which hasn't been seen by many people, but of course, some people heard that there is another user, but of course, that's really not true. But well, of course, that's what people think, but of course, it is true. There is someone that uses paper release, and that is Conan. But anyways, of course, now Naruto, who actually here his paper release doesn't require much chakra at all, so even with Naruto's mediocre chakra control, he's actually able to use his paper release properly, not to the extent where he's OP as hell like Conan. 6 billion paper bombs, that is completely next level. But anyways, of course, now Naruto, who was actually in the village, he was actually trying to just go and get some food. Of course, Naruto actually met a few people who told him that if he does this, he can join their friend group. And Naruto accepts straight away. He's like, wait, what? I can become friends with you guys? And Naruto is like, alright, calm, fam, man's gonna be your best friend. But anyway, of course, Naruto gets betrayed, and it's not true. They don't. They only did this to get Naruto in trouble with the Jonin and the other shinobi, because this place was not meant to be accessed by anyone else except for classified shinobis, classified people who are allowed. And anywho, now, of course, after this, Naruto, who felt kind of betrayed, of course not as much as the Betrayed series, but anyway, of course, now Naruto, who actually asked why they did this to him, and they're like, you deserved it. And in the end, Naruto, who actually kind of got angry at them, and he's like, you guys are mean. And he tried to actually punch them, but of course the kids were power in numbers, and in the end the kids actually punched up Naruto. But of course, now Naruto, who was about to take another punch, and these punches weren't weak, especially because Naruto is just a kid. They were pretty strong in his opinion. But of course, now, after this, Naruto actually turns into paper somehow, and these papers actually go and fly around the kids that were actually hurting Naruto. And anywho, of course, now Naruto, who was completely baffled on how he did this. Of course, the kids got scared of Naruto because he randomly turned into paper, and they've never seen that in their lives. And anywho, of course, now Naruto, who of course beat the hell out of these kids because they were completely baffled on how Naruto did something like this. But anywho, and now Naruto, after beating the hell out of them, he still got in trouble for starting fights against other people. Still, Naruto told them that it was just self-defense. They actually got him in trouble by actually sending him somewhere that he wasn't meant to, and they tricked him. But anywho, now, of course, the Hokage lets Naruto go off easy on this. But anywho, now And just saying, this was when Naruto was around like 6, 7. But anywho, Naruto now a few years later began the academy. And, the academy wasn't easy for Naruto because his chakra control was completely atrocious. But practicals were really, kinda easy on Naruto because he was already strong as hell. Because of his paper release, something that not many people have. I'm pretty sure only Conan and Naruto. But anywho, of course, this is just saying there is no genetic way of Naruto getting paper release, because I don't believe that I should give it to anyone else like Minato or maybe Kushina, because that'll just make them so OP. Especially Minato with his fucking what's it called, flying Rajin, already being a beast. Like anywho, no wait, what? Like anywho, anyways, of course, Naruto, who was atrocious in the academy, and he wasn't the best of students, but of course he was actually really strong. But anywho, of course, here Naruto, just saying, uh, Naruto, who was actually competing with Sasuke, because Sasuke was the second best in the class. Naruto wasn't good at academics, but when it came to practicals and everything, Naruto was pretty much the best. Other than Sasuke, because Sasuke always, put Naruto on, edge every time Sasuke gave Naruto a run for his money. But anywho, now, of course, Naruto, who has been training himself in using his paper release much better, something that he can't really learn from anyone else on how to use paper release, because no one other than Naruto and Conan have paper release, and that's hard, for anyone to tell Naruto how to use, except for chakra control training, which would just make Naruto much stronger with his paper release. Nothing else can be done. But anyways, of course, now Naruto, who has been training for the past 3 years, and Naruto is now 11. And anyways, of course, Naruto being way stronger than anyone else in the academy right now. Well, in his yeah, of course he's still dumb. I wouldn't say too dumb, because he actually studies. He tries studying, but he's not the best. But anyway, anywho, of course, Naruto, who just tries his best, and still fails. But of course, trying and failing is better than just not trying and failing, because that's just your problem. Because like, at least if someone fails and they try, at least they've tried, right? But of course they made the effort. But of course, Naruto, if he just failed straight up without even trying, of course he would just be blamed for him. He'd just be blamed by people, and said that he's just a failure. But anywho, of course, hard work will get Naruto somewhere at least. But anywho, of course, Naruto, who after all this time, Naruto has actually mastered a bit more of his paper release, and he has trained a lot more in his chakra chakra control. But anywho, he's not the best at it, especially because Sakura is probably better than Naruto, and even Sasuke is. But anywho, that's irrelevant for now. Naruto, who has become much better at chakra control, of course, he's much stronger because of it, especially because he can do jutsu like the shadow clone jutsu, and even paper clones. Yes, Naruto learned the shadow clone jutsu from a scroll that the Hokage has actually given Naruto, because Naruto asked the Hokage to teach him, a clone jutsu that he could do, because he cannot do the normal one. But anyway, of course, the Hokage just felt sad for Naruto, and plus he saw a lot of potential in Naruto because of his paper release. But anywho, of course, after this, Naruto, who now a year passes, and just saying, I'm not sure who the ship would be, should be, but you guys can tell me in the. I'll actually make a poll and allow you to choose, because I didn't add any Tsuki or Sukome. So anywho, it will either be it'll either have to be Sukome, or anyone else, like not Sasuke, Hinata. But anyways, of course, after this, Naruto, a year passes, and Naruto gets a lot stronger, and the final exam of the academy arrives, and Naruto here easily passes, making multiple clones, not only clones, but shadow clones, actual clones with physical form, not an illusion like clone jutsu. But anywho, of course, now Naruto, who's super strong, and the Hokage was really impressed by Naruto. A lot of people were impressed by Naruto, and they would have never thought of Naruto being this strong. And then he proved a lot of people wrong. But anyways, after this, Naruto actually was put in Team 7 with Sakura and Sasuke as per normal. And just saying, the person who stole the scroll got caught real quick, and Mizuki was found out. But anyways, after this, Naruto, who actually has achieved Genin status, he was really happy about it, but he still thought of himself as weak. Sasuke Uchiha has already unlocked the Sharingan, which actually makes him, able to see what Naruto's, you can actually see that Naruto is when he's about to use his paper release. But anyway, Naruto, if he was to fight Sasuke, he'd probably annihilate Sasuke real fast. But anyway, now, of course, now Sasuke, well, Naruto would annihilate Sasuke real fast. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just making sure. But anyway, now Naruto, who has finally joined Team 7, he actually arrived at the academy after the day ended, and basically he got told. Of course, Kakashi arrived late as usual, and Team 7 did not get a good impression of Kakashi, but he really didn't care. He doesn't care if he comes late or not. All he cares about is about his book for now. But anyway, of course, now Naruto anyway, of course, Kakashi brings them to the roof and explains to them that the next day they will be having a test to prove themselves if they really are truly deserving of the Genin rank. And if they fail, they will return to the academy. And Naruto actually takes it seriously. He's like, nah fam, I'm not returning to the academy, not yet at least. Naruto does not want to fail his ninja life. But anyways, of course, he's trained too hard for this, and this day finally arrived, and Naruto's put on edge again. About to be taken, stripped of the a title that he achieved over so many years of training, hard work. But anywho, of course, Naruto wasn't gonna allow that, and so on that one day, Naruto trained extremely hard, and yeah. Anyways, of course, Naruto, who after all of this, arrived the next day a bit later than usual, not 8 o'clock. Even though he was scared that Kakashi would be angry at him, in the end he found out that Kakashi came late as well. Because he came after Naruto, and that's even later than Naruto himself. But anywho, now Team 7 was still hungry because they didn't eat yet. But anyways, of course, Naruto continued and persevered because he didn't want to fail, and so he was going to try his best, even though he is famished. But anyways, of course, now Sasuke and Sakura were completely starving because they woke up before Naruto, and so they were even in a worse state than Naruto. But anyways, of course, now Naruto and Team 7 actually began the test, and it wasn't easy, especially because they all had to spread out because they don't know how strong Kakashi is. But Naruto knows, well, they all know that Kakashi must be real strong, especially because he's a Jonin. And Jonins compared to Genins are on a complete different tier, and if they were to fight in a death match, the Genin would get fucked. Anywho, of course, Naruto actually was just at first he was worried how they were going to win against Kakashi, but then Naruto thought of an idea of actually working together, because really there is no way of them actually winning against Kakashi individually unless they're joining themselves. But right now they're just getting, and they don't have any experience. But anywho, of course, now Naruto and Sakura actually find each other, and Naruto tells Sakura to come with him, not her. And just saying, Sakura never really hated Naruto because Naruto wasn't annoying. In fact, Naruto kind of motivated her sometimes. Just seeing how strong Naruto, someone who was hated from by the whole entire village, just became this strong. And she was really motivated, and she's like, if someone like Naruto could become this strong, I can too. And she still has the crush on Sasuke as per normal. But anywho, of course, that's irrelevant. And now Naruto and Sakura actually go and find Sasuke. But anywho, of course, after finding Sasuke, they actually begin their actual tuning their, their bell test. Oh, it's cold. I'm kind of shaking. But anywho, of course, now Naruto and the rest actually begin, and of course Naruto gives them a plan, saying that he'll have to be the diversion because of his Kakagenkai being really confusing, and it'd be better for them that them to actually get the bells, because then they will take less damage while Naruto will take most of it. And Naruto doesn't want his team to get hurt. That's the most important thing for Naruto, that his teammates, people that he thinks of like family now, since he never really had any friends, these are his teammates are the closest thing that he could truly call a closer thing to a family to him. But anywho, now of course Naruto and the Naruto actually went up against Kakashi. Kakashi doesn't know about Naruto's Genkai and how it can confuse others. And so once Naruto actually tries to attack Kakashi actually tries to punch kick Naruto away. And so he actually kicks Naruto's stomach, but then Naruto actually turns into paper, and he was actually literally just surrounding Kakashi with paper, and they were actually it was like a little tornado around Kakashi. But anywho, of course, after this Naruto actually materialized behind Kakashi, and Kakashi was not ready for this one, and he's like, wait, what, behind? And now Naruto then just looks at Kakashi and says, you have to be careful. And Naruto then actually tries to punch Kakashi in the face, but of course Kakashi was able to body flicker away. And then out of nowhere a massive fireball jutsu came out of nowhere, and Naruto's like, oh no. And since Naruto is pretty much made out of paper, he would get burnt. And of course fire is something he's not immune to, since he is kind of papery. Oh, that's not a word, English. Anywho, Naruto never really had fire just come up to him and like that, like a fireball jutsu heading towards him. That's never happened to Naruto. Of course they weren't allowed to do this kind of stuff in the academy. But anyways, especially because Sasuke didn't want to show that he can do it at such young age. But anywho, now Naruto and Sasuke who were actually fighting together with Kakashi. Kakashi actually had to substitute himself with a log of wood to actually escape this one. And Kakashi was completely baffled on how Sasuke was able to use something like the fireball jutsu when he's a Genin. Genin are not meant to have mastery over any chakra nature at this stage. But anyway, of course, now Naruto and Sasuke are actually tag teaming Kakashi. Of course, at first they were kind of getting in each other's way, because they're mostly rivals. Closest thing that best description of them is rivals. But of course they're not friends. They're not people who would fight together usually, and they would fight against each other like in the academy. They used to compete a lot. And anyways, of course, now Naruto and Sasuke, over time they actually got a hang of each other, and basically they realized how the other one each other fights, and so together they actually become synchronized. And Kakashi was really impressed that two Genin actually started they were fighting in sync, and they weren't causing any more trouble for each other. But anyways, of course, Kakashi still saw a few flaws in their taijutsu, especially Naruto's one, especially because Naruto is not a prodigy like Sasuke, and Sasuke is a lot better than Naruto at learning stuff. And anywho, now of course Naruto, after getting punched by Kakashi once, actually turns into paper again, and this time Naruto turns into paper bombs. And one of Naruto actually materializes last second and actually takes Sasuke away, actually jumps away from where his paper bombs were actually about to explode. But anywho, of course, Sasuke was like, wait, what are you doing, Naruto? And Naruto's like, unless you want to die, you can stay here. But of course, Sasuke was like, what do you mean? And as he says that, then a mass explosion happens behind them, and Sasuke sees it while Naruto takes Sasuke away. But anywho, now Naruto, who saved Sasuke, of course, from his own attack. Of course, Sasuke was like, jeez, like, what the hell was that? And Naruto was like, this is a technique that I've been practicing. It's not its full power, but of course it's the closest thing I could get to full power in this situation, especially because Naruto is kind of injured from the battle against Kakashi already, and so he can't really go all out, especially because he doesn't have all his chakra left. But anyway, of course, this should be more than enough for for Kakashi. Well, that's what Naruto thought, but of course he was mistaken. He was mistaken. Kakashi actually came out of the attack with a few scratches, not too many, but of course those scratches that he took were pretty big. Of course, ripping his clothes apart, and Kakashi was like, God damn, this one is no joke. And Kakashi is talking about Naruto, how he's really strong, and he shouldn't really mess around with Naruto because Naruto could kill him. If Kakashi didn't protect his head from that explosion last second, he could have actually taken fatal damage, injuries. But anyway, of course, now Naruto and Sasuke were in pretty much in a state where they can't really fight anymore. But then Sakura comes in and actually takes the two bells and actually gives them to her two teammates, and saying that you guys deserve it more than me. You guys were the ones to actually fight Kakashi. I was just waiting for the right moment to steal the bells. And Naruto then says, it's fine, you can keep one, you can keep my one. And Naruto was really tired, especially because of that last the technique that he used, the paper explosion jutsu. That's what I'm going to call it. But anywho, of course, that was really draining for Naruto. But anyways, of course, Naruto, who persevered and continued fighting with all of his might. Of course, in the end, he still failed. He couldn't beat Kakashi, but of course, he did pull off a clutch win last second, because Kakashi was completely baffled on what just happened to him. And he wasn't expecting Naruto to have paper bombs, and those paper bombs didn't even have sealing formulas on them. It was literally a paper bomb, a white piece of paper exploding on Kakashi, and Kakashi's like, hey yo, hold up, what? And in the end, Kakashi got blown away. But of course, Kakashi congratulates Team 7 in passing the bell test and becoming full-fledged Genin now. But of course, Naruto was kind of disappointed that he had to hold back a bit. And yes, Naruto did hold back just a tiny bit in this fight. And yeah, of course, after this, Kakashi did tell Naruto that that technique that he used actually damaged Naruto himself. And Naruto's like, yes, he did. And the only reason is because Naruto wasn't able to get all the paper bombs out of the way. One of them actually stayed on Naruto and actually exploded on Naruto, and that's something that even Sasuke noticed. And he at first he thought it was only an explosion it was part of the explosion from behind Naruto, but in the end he realized that Naruto's arm was bleeding, and so he's like, okay. Anywho, of course, now Sasuke was like, Naruto, you gotta tell me how you did that. And Naruto then says, listen, there's no need to explain, it's just a technique I've learned over time. And and Sasuke was like, but how? What kind of technique is that? And Naruto's like, it's something that I learned with my own Kekkei Genkai, you don't need to know about it. And then Sasuke is like, God damn it, Naruto. And he was kind of jealous that Naruto had such an OP technique. And even Kakashi saw that Naruto had this kind of power within him. But of course now Sasuke was like whatever. And Naruto was like, okay, so when do we start our missions? And Kakashi tells them that they will be from tomorrow, and they need to get ready. And so these missions aren't going to be easy, but of course they don't know it's going to be freaking finding a cat. But of course now Naruto and Team 7, the next morning they all meet up, and this time Kakashi actually comes on time. He doesn't come late as per normal. And Naruto actually says, well, first time, right? And Kakashi's like, well, because we need to train after this. And Naruto's like, are we going we're going to train? And Kakashi then says, yes, you all need training. Naruto, you're lacking a lot in taijutsu. Sakura, you're lacking in your chakra control. Of course, it's better than these two. Better than Sasuke's. Naruto's one is way too high, even for Sakura to compare against. Naruto has trained too hard to lose against someone like Sakura, especially in chakra control now. Especially because Naruto has that technique that he used against Kakashi. That is kind of mad. It's a mad technique, and then of course, he needs a lot of chakra control and concentration, and chakra in the first place, and that's why Naruto ran out of chakra after using that technique, and that's how Naruto needed a lot of chakra for that. But anywho, now after this, Naruto and Team 7 did the finding the cat mission, and then after this, they actually went back to Team 7 training ground, and of course Team 7's like, okay, so we're going to start training. And Kakashi begins training them with the actually tree walking and water walking. And Naruto actually was familiar with both of them, because the Hokage actually did teach Naruto a bit, because Naruto wanted to become even stronger. And yeah, of course now Naruto and Sasuke were kind of competing, but of course Sasuke was a bit behind Naruto because of Naruto already knowing tree walking. Yeah, of course Naruto is really bad at water walking. He actually nearly drowned, and then now of course he now that Naruto finally finished his training, and it's been a month, Naruto has mastered the water walking, but same as all of Team 7 say, mastered the water walking. Sakura became a lot stronger, and something that Kakashi taught Sakura is something that Tsunade does, and something he's witnessed himself. But now, of course, Team 7. Of course, Sasuke has actually trained hard enough to actually awaken his Tutomoe Sharingan, and after all of this, they actually finished their training, and it's been a full month entirely. And of course, they get bored of their D ranked missions, and they actually begin C ranked missions. And the Hokage at first asked Kakashi if they're ready, and Kakashi just nodded, saying that they're a lot stronger than what they used to be at the beginning of their at the beginning when they did the bell test, and now they're definitely ready for the tuning. Not tuning, but they're definitely ready for oops, sorry, no clip again. They are ready for a C rank mission, and Kakashi now then just says that okay, the Hokage now just says that okay, you can come in now, and he means Tazuna, and of course Tazuna now comes in, and of course the Hokage explains that tomorrow they will be going on their first ever C rank mission. And of course now now Team 7 actually met up now, and of course they leave for the mission, and in the end they still encounter the Padu. I say Padu, I repeat, Padu. Should I say it again? I know my pronunciation is amazing. Padu. puddle. Anywho, after they see the puddle, they realize that this is a substitution jutsu because they have been training for the past full month and he hasn't rained for it hasn't rained for 1 day, not even 1 day. And anywho, of course, Naruto, as soon as he saw the two demon brothers actually appear, he actually turned into paper and literally stopped them in their tracks, and then actually let out a few paper bombs, and Naruto's like and Naruto gets his little revenge, not revenge, but his little redemption. I'll call it redemption. He redeemed himself for flopping against Kakashi, but now he got it this time, and it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. It wasn't the best, but of course Naruto wasn't trying to kill them, and so he held back a bit. And anywho, now of course Naruto, who destroyed the two demon brothers, in the end Kakashi still asked, interrogated them and asked who they are after, and in the end they tell Kakashi that they are actually after Tazuna, the bridge builder, and they were sent by Gato. And anywho, of course, in the end Kakashi still says that they will be returning to the village because this mission is over a C rank mission. It's a B rank mission, and he doesn't believe they're ready yet. Of course, it's because of experience, and they need to do a lot of C rank missions and get experience from there, and they need to become tuning to go into B rank territory. But anyway, of course, he does know that Naruto could be able to do a B rank mission easily with Kakashi, but of course you can't really trust all of them because of all the English, all the things that ninjas have to go through, safety measures that they have to go through, and in the end Kakashi says that they're going back until the whole of Team 7 starts complaining, and they say, why we just took out 2 training level shinobi with ease, why should we go back to the village now? There's no point really. And Kakashi then says that this mission is too dangerous for all of you, and in the end Team 7 kept complaining until Kakashi's like, oh, you know what, I can't be asked, I can't convince you guys, then we'll go, let's do it. And of course he tells them that if a Jonin ranked shinobi appears, they have to return to the village. Well, not return, but of course they cannot engage because of the the Jonin ranked shinobi are too strong for Team 7 right now. Chunin, maybe they'll be able to beat them like they just did now, but of course, well, that was Naruto. But Jonin, that is a rank too high for Team 7. But anywho, of course now Team 7 were just happy about this, and yeah, anywho, of course now Team 7, who continued the mission, in the end still got surrounded by a thick fog created by Zabuza, and in the end Zabuza and Zabuza appeared, and Team 7 begins the fight against Zabuza. Well, Kakashi begins the fight against Zabuza, and of course that goes exactly the same until Kakashi actually slips and got imprisoned by Zabuza. And here, instead of Naruto and Sasuke, it was actually Sakura and Sasuke who made the plan to actually go and free Kakashi, and that plan actually worked, with Sakura actually being the diversion and actually trying to punch the ground underneath Zabuza, so he actually loses balance, and yeah, of course she did. And then Sasuke actually took Kakashi and quickly body flickered away. Yes, they all know the body flicker now, but anyway, of course Kakashi was grateful for the two, and Zabuza straight up went to attack all of them until Naruto came in the way and stopped Zabuza's executioner blade with a paper blade that he made. And this paper is much stronger than normal steel or iron. Yes, this is a paper embedded with chakra, Uzumaki chakra, and then of course the more chakra Naruto adds, the sharper and the more the more durable he becomes. But anywho, of course, now Naruto was able to, create a strong enough sword to actually, stop Zabuza from actually attacking. Anywho, of course, Naruto and Zabuza go for blow for blow, and slice for slice. They were able to, both match each other in strength and skill with the sword. But anywho, now Naruto and Zabuza. Well, Zabuza had enough, and he was about to slice Naruto in half until Naruto actually turned into paper, which Zabuza was completely baffled, and he was like, wait, what the fuck? And he was like, what the hell is this? And he's never seen in his life, and of course this is Naruto's Genkai, and something that hasn't been seen by too many people, like I mentioned at the beginning of the What If. Of course, Zabuza was one of those people who hasn't seen it in his life, and Naruto confused him, and then Kakashi came out of nowhere, kicked him in the face, actually put his hands on the ground and literally turned around and kicked him in the face, you know what I mean? And Zabuza kind of went flying, and then Kakashi was already he already had a Chidori ready to annihilate Zabuza with, but of course in the end Haku appears last second to actually fake Zabuza's death, and in the end takes Zabuza. Of course Kakashi knows that this is fake, of course, but he really doesn't have enough chakra to go up against someone who is able to well, he only found out that this was fake because of how Haku treated the body, and he didn't just search it on the spot like normal Anbi do. But of course that's what allowed Kakashi to understand that this was fake. But anyway, it wasn't how but he realized that Haku is pretty strong, especially pretty skilled, since he was able to fake Zabuza's death like that, and for a few seconds Zabuza seemed to be dead. But anyway, of course now Kakashi doesn't want to get engaged because his team is not ready for this, and so now Team 7 actually goes to Tarzan's place as per normal, and here all three of them actually allow Kakashi to rest, since they already know water and tree walking. They don't need to learn it again, and in the end Team 7 actually just trains on their own, and Naruto of course here actually keeps training on his own, to actually create a new jutsu where he actually anywho, Naruto has been training in 3 jutsus that he actually learned, actually 4 of. Of course these jutsus ironically are Conan's. Anywho, one of them was called the paper rain, which the user fires many harder steel pieces of paper rolled up into the shape of a senbon, and basically they just fall to the to the target. And also he's actually trying to learn his new technique, flight, where he actually uses wings to actually fly up, and he's trying to use the serrated dance, which is basically the user creates jagged pieces of paper and launches them at the target. So basically it's pretty OP, you know what I mean? Anywho, of course now Naruto has fully run out of chakra. Just barely has a bit of chakra. Of course, if he fully runs out of chakra, he dies. But of course, Naruto, during this 1 week, he fully mastered the flight jutsu, which is pretty freaking OP if you think about it. But anywho, my trademark. Of course, now Naruto, who has mastered this, still meets Haku in the end, and Haku still tells him about his precious ones, and Naruto then just says that he doesn't really have any precious ones except for his precious village. That's something he wants to protect with all of his might, and he doesn't care if the village treated him bad. He loves the village no matter what. Whatever they do, he will still love them. And that's something that will never change about Naruto, and he will never and he will always try to keep true to. And now Naruto, who of course Naruto, who actually has trained pretty hard, actually then the next morning wakes up late to the to to the village, well, to the mission, not to the village. But of course, he woke up late, and in the end, he actually finds out. Hears the scream of Inari and his mother while he was actually brushing his teeth and getting ready for, to leave, and about to have breakfast because of Inari's mother actually leaving breakfast for him. But anywho, of course, now Naruto actually hears them, and actually while he was actually eating, actually arrives at the scene and literally creates a tornado of paper, which actually completely blows away Gato's men. And Gato's men were like, what the hell just happened? And they don't know about Naruto's paper release or anything. But anywho, of course, now Naruto, who now leaves to actually go find Team 7 and join them in their mission, because he doesn't want to allow his team to get hurt during while he's away. And he doesn't want them to die, first of all, because he doesn't know how strong the foes may be. And plus, Kakashi has told them that Zabuza may have some subordinates. But anywho, now Naruto actually arrives to see that Sasuke was actually in the he was actually in the thing, ice mirrors. And basically Naruto actually creates one opening for Sasuke to actually escape in, and he creates it with his paper rain. He actually used it as a propellant. So basically he actually uses it, instead of coming down on the user, on the target, he actually went ahead into the target, like Naruto was shooting for like a gun, something like that. But of course after this Haku was able to recover from this attack and literally create another, he actually was able to teleport behind Naruto, kick him into the ice mirrors, and literally sealing away the ice mirrors again. And Naruto realized that this is going to be hard, especially because even though he's mastered flight, he doesn't believe he should use it straight away, especially because he doesn't know if he might mess it up, and if he does, this might cost his and Sasuke's lives, and so he doesn't want to do it. And of course Sasuke and Naruto would have to think of something. And anywho, of course, now after this Naruto and Sasuke kept trying to fight Haku off, but in the end Haku was too strong, and he actually realized Naruto saw that Sasuke was about to get hit by Senbones, and so what Naruto did, he actually allowed himself to use flight and literally look like an angel coming out of the ground or something. But anyway, Naruto's papers were flying around Naruto, and literally he had wings made out of paper, and he pulled Sasuke away, and literally just flew away with Sasuke. And he put Sasuke down. Sasuke was actually running low on chakra, and so he tells Sasuke to just rest. Naruto will take care of the rest. And that rhymed. Anywho, now Naruto, after taking Sasuke away and now actually allowing Sasuke to rest up, he actually goes ahead and kind of destroys Haku, since Naruto, being OP as hell, actually goes off onto Haku and uses the Senbone attack, the paper rain on Haku. And it was pretty OP, and Haku suffered a lot of damage from that. But anyways, of course, after this Naruto actually Haku went off on Naruto using Senbone made out of ice, which actually slowed down Naruto's movements, because he actually froze some of Naruto's joints and muscles, which actually was drastic for Naruto, because Naruto did not expect to get this slow from freezing up. But anywho, now that Naruto is a lot slower than what he would have been if he didn't get hit by those Senbone made out of ice. Of course, he wasn't really expecting this, and so he wasn't fully ready for it. But anyways, of course, now Naruto, who kept fighting, in the end actually destroyed Haku's mask accidentally, and then they both hear the sound of 1,000 birds, which then Haku actually tries to go and stop Kakashi, and Naruto didn't even get to ask why, and then because Haku gets stabbed by the Chidori, and Naruto goes up to Haku, actually pushing away both Kakashi and Zabuza away from Haku, and asks Haku why, and Haku then says that Zabuza is his precious one, and he has no one else in this world, and Naruto then says, wait, Haku, please, and Haku was now has died, and Zabuza then talks about Haku like like the tool he was. He's like, finally that tool served this purpose, and Naruto's like, really, you call him a tool after all the things you've done to him? And Naruto was pretty pissed off that Zabuza would even call Haku a tool in the first place. But after Haku gave his life up for Zabuza, to call him a tool, really? Naruto was completely pissed off at this, and so he actually said that you're dead. And as he says that, then Naruto actually lets out a battle cry and literally uses his paper rain to actually go and annihilate Zabuza. And in the end, Zabuza gets hit by all of them, and he was on the verge of dying, and then Gato appeared with his men, and Gato told Zabuza that he wasn't even going to pay them, it was all fake, and he was just trying to get rid of them, and guessed that one of them is already dead next to these ninjas, and they were hoping that these ninjas would even take care of him, not only Haku, but in the end Naruto and both Zabuza get pissed off, because not only does Zabuza not get paid, but he remembers of Haku's death, and Naruto realizes that if only this man didn't, Gato didn't hire them, Haku at this point would still be alive and well somewhere else. He might have not met Naruto, but he would still be alive, that's for sure. But anyways, now Naruto, who was pretty pissed off at Gato, both him and Zabuza attack Gato's men and Gato, and together they were able to annihilate the men and Gato, destroy him, kill him, so make Gato suffer. And Gato was screaming in pain because of Naruto's immense amount of power. Literally, Naruto used all his techniques, and he even ended off the fight with his paper bombs, and the explosive tags, and Gato was in pain and died in pain, and in the end both Naruto and Zabuza talked it out, and in the end Zabuza just dies next to Haku. Zabuza, of course, apologizing to Haku, even though he's dead now. He was still saddened by Haku's death, and he let out one last tear before dying. But anyway, of course, Naruto had all his paper bombs still ready to, in case someone else appeared. But anyway, of course, after this, Naruto, who was pretty freaking pissed off after what happened, he still needed to let out some rage, and he just let out a scream of both pain and anger, both anguish. It's a better way to describe it. But of course, now Naruto, who realized what this what the ninja world is all about, it's not as easy as they thought. Of course, the whole Team 7 understands, and this is where I'm gonna end off. I hope you'll enjoy it. Please stay safe. This is the King of Weave. This is the King who weaves it. And don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman123, and also my second channel, the King of Noobs, and Hxmesh, my friend. And also tomorrow there's going to be a big stream, Drama Legends. I'll be summoning for UI, Goku, Jiren, Topo, and Dispo, and then you guys can hop in, join in, and yeah. Also, one more thing before I leave, I would like you all to subscribe to my second channel so we can get to 1,000 subscribers and start uploading much more regularly. I'll probably upload like maybe on Saturday, but anywho, don't forget to follow Shoker on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server. Links are all in the description below. And also don't forget to get your merch from Beautiful Halo. Remember, tomorrow is Black Friday, a lot of sales, a lot of good stuff, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe, and peace.